Amazing! We are making a Slim Jim out of ladder line. It's 450 ohms and I found this plan on the internet. There will be a link somewhere on this video. So the length is going to be about 1.5 meter, 150 centimeters, and we are going to start the measurement from a specific point. The antenna will be 1.5 meters long, and we have to start measuring from the middle. We have to find this long strip, not the short one, the long one, that has from the middle to the end of the antenna, so from this part to the end of it, 48 centimeters. To be sure, let's have a look and measure. 48 somewhere in the middle, but we have to short the other part, so the next longer one will be D1. So 48 approximately in the middle is right here. This is the middle of our cutout. We have to measure 7.5 millimeters to this side and 7.5 millimeters to this side, and this will be cut out. So 15 millimeters altogether from one side to the other. 7 here, 7 here, just a bit over, and altogether 15 mil cut out. Now we measure from this bottom part 48 centimeters in this direction to the end of the antenna. 48 centimeters is right here, but we have to add for the shortening of the line. So from this part we're gonna bend the wire to this side, and from the other side we're gonna bend the wire to this side and solder it together. So let's say another 2 centimeters. This is the place where we cut it. From this part we measure 150 centimeters to the end of the antenna. 150 plus 2 centimeters that we have to bend over to shorten this part of the antenna, like the bottom part. Now we have a section which is 1.5 meters long. So we need to cut this section out to make a shape of a J-pole. But we just cut the wire, not through this link between the wires. And we check for 15 millimeters. Exactly like we marked it. Now we're gonna take this little bit of wire out with these snips. Now it's obvious why we needed the longer line here to support the stability of the antenna, because if we cut it out here or in a short one, it will be just hanging on one piece of wire. Like this, it has a full support. Later on we can protect it with a heat shrink, and we will. Now let's do the ends. On both ends we're gonna cut out and remove the insulation of this part of the wire on both sides, and on both sides of the wire. This plastic part inside here will be removed, and we are gonna short these two wires. Now what I like to do is to scrape off a little bit for a better solder connection. Same for the other one. I'm gonna bend them like this, bend the other one, and solder them together. We'll put a bit of grease so the solder can simply fly all around it. Now we bend these two parts to each other. Align them the best you can. There we go. Bit more on the other side. This looks good. This looks very good. I'm so proud of myself. Now, from this end, we have to measure 150 centimeters to the other side. So now we are cutting at the end of this window, bending over and doing the soldering again. Amazing! This is the bottom of antenna, and we have to connect it to the cable and the radio somehow. We are going to do attachment points for the cable, for the coax cable that will run in, and there is my modification on that part, but I'll explain that when the time comes. Basically, first we have to make a place where we're gonna connect the wires. And that place, it's magically located at 9 centimeters from the bottom, which is perfectly here. But we have to make some room for the adjustment of the SWR, so we're gonna strip the whole part of this window, keeping the wires still intact. Let's go. And now we have connection point stripped. We're gonna scrape off this part also, because once we adjust the SWR, we're gonna solder it together in this position. So let's prepare that while we are still here. Ta-da! Now we have to prepare a connector. I'm gonna be using BNC female, and I have a mod for that. I'm not gonna bring the coax straight here and then split it to both sides. I'm gonna use these and twist them around this position here, connect them side by side and drive them down the antenna, and this way we can adjust SWR just by sliding it up and down instead of guessing where it is with the braids of the coax cable. You'll see, it's better this way, trust me. So first we'll need a bit of this insulated wire, about, let's say, what's this, 15 centimeters long with a bend. Let's make it 20. Let's make it 20. I'll make them of different colors, so when I'm attaching the coax I will know which one is a center one and which one is the braid line, because it matters where you connect it and you will be told which one goes where when the time comes. So we remove the insulation on this about 3 centimeters, one loop around, bend here, yeah, about 3 centimeters. Adjust them so they are snugly against each other. A bit of glue so that the heat shrink doesn't play around, and shrink it. We're gonna put the heat shrink on our cutout over here. So where is it? There we go. Just for reinforcement, let's make a good one up to here. Now, one thing that we have to remember, maybe we will not be able to see it, but I think we will. We have to know on which side is the cutout. So our cutout is on the brown wire side. So remember that, because it has to specifically go to one part of the coax connector, BNC coax connector, like this. I see a problem. I see a solution. We have to weigh it down. So this was a very strong heat shrink, so it was starting to bend my antenna together, and I was afraid that this will affect it. So I squeezed it with one of the sleeper irons that I have from the railroads, and it worked perfect. It didn't squeeze or deform it too much. Did a bit, but I think that will not affect it. Nice, I like this. We'll do the same on the top end, and when we finish with the connector, we do the same on the bottom. Over here, this is the top part. I'm gonna put a little bit of rope to have something to hang it from. So we are going to make a little hole here and run it up here, so we don't put any tension on this solder. bigger. There, that's a lot better. Good enough. Oops, almost. Burn it to stop fraying. If you remember, we had to pay attention where is our cutout at 48 centimeters, measured from this part. So it is on this side. That's on this side is our cutout, and that side has to be connected to the coax shield. So our connector will connect the yellow wire to the center pin and the brown wire to the shield of the coax. For that, we're gonna strip a bit of wire and prepare it for connecting. Now we have Slim Jim to test, 450 ohms ladder line, coax cable. Let's calibrate. Testing 1.2. Okay, let's see on the 1.145. Direkt. 2.5, yeah, 1.2.5, 25. That will work. Let's see, 146. Four. Yeah, lower side of the band will be just good. Nice, nice. We won't be adjusting anything then.